video. In this video I just wanted to give you my thoughts on a new lens I've got. Which I'll just show you here. This is the mk2 100 to 400mm lens. In truth, it's probably closer to 100 to 370. So obviously this is a long telephoto zoom. It's the improved version to the Mark 1. The difference, if you haven't, or if you have been looking at this lens, to the old one, is the old one was like an old pump that basically just pulled it out for zooming. However, people did feel it sucked in dust into the actual lens. So this is a different type of mechanism which is for rotating. It has 3 modes of image stabilization, 1, 2 and 3. According to some experts, you get 4 stops of image stabilization. Other people would suggest it's probably 3. So there is a bit of misinformation out there relating to how many stops it actually gets. It's 3 or 4, I'm not sure. So this is obviously the new Mark II lens. It retails for £1,800 in the UK. However, you may be able to get a great import for around £1,200, making a vast saving. This particular lens came from Australia, and I'm in the UK, and it seems to be a good lens. Now I'm going to put up some test shot images that I've done in my lounge with a Cylon character to give you an example. Now I have compared it with this lens, which is the 300mm f4 popular lens, which is used a lot. You can stick a teleconverter on that, which turns the lens into a 420mm prime lens. So you might be asking, why did I go, when I originally had this, obviously this was a lens I've had for a while, why I decided to go for the Canon 100 to 400 zoom lens? Well, I wanted something that wasn't going to be too heavy, and something that would give me more reach than 300. There will be instances where an animal or a bird or a squirrel or something comes into view, and a prime is a problem, because sometimes you can't zoom out or zoom in. However, there is a problem that I found using the new Mark II lens, and for me I think the problem could be the reach. Now obviously I've gone for this lens hoping that it would give me significantly more reach than say the 300, but the difference in magnification is quite mild. I always say the magnification that I'm getting extra from opposed to the 300 prime to this 400 zoom, I think in reality this is closer to 370mm. So I am contemplating whether I may have made an error purchasing this lens. Don't get me wrong, the optics on this lens is going to be extremely good. You can adjust the examples yourself. Just out of interest for you guys interested in what it would look like with a teleconverter on, I've put a 1.4x teleconverter on both lenses to see what the result would be. So you guys can have a look, because obviously there's going to be a lot of you guys out there contemplating buying this lens. Maybe you have the 300 lens that I've got here, or maybe you've got the 400 prime and you're wondering, is this better? Well, if I'm honest with you, from reviews and information I've read, I would say this is probably a better lens to get if you've got the 400 or you're thinking of buying the 400. Why, you might ask? Well, I think image stabilization comes into it. And if you're interested, the only problem with this lens when you put a teleconverter on is autofocus doesn't work because it reads at f8. So unless you've got the 7D Mark II or the 1DX, those lenses can actually autofocus at f8. But anything lesser than that, I believe autofocus won't work. I'm running off a 600D camera, as you can see, and autofocus doesn't function. So at f8 with a teleconverter it won't work. So basically it's a good lens to have. However, I was contemplating getting the Sigma Sport 600mm lens, which would be longer reach than this, and I'm still debating whether to exchange or sell this on and get the Sigma, just because of the reach difference. I'm going to have a long think about it. I'll let you know what I decide to do, but at the moment just check out the examples and hopefully this video will be helpful. Thank you.